Hi there, welcome to Coast Life, your guide to all things coastside. I'm Lotti.
I'm Mekdelawit Aswaf. How are you guys?
Thank you guys for joining us today. We got a lot to talk about. Plenty of things. We got Woman on the Street. We got a couple more things with the ecosystem coming at you. So it'll be a good one.
Yes. So I'm just going to start with the first presentation, and I'll ask you a question.
Of course, please.
What does the word spring bring into you?
What does spring mean to me? Popping up, beautiful, lovers, relationships, lonesome, things like that.
All right. But for me, personally, spring reminds me of new beginnings, stardust. That's what it brings out to the world as well. But the first, I don't know, for the lack of a better word, who sneaks about spring being here?
That's a tough one. It's a loaded question. And you've caught me off guard, but I'm going to roll with the punches here.
Go ahead.
So we're talking about the Coast Life Festival?
Yes.
Yes. One thing I learned specifically about this is broccoli is a flower, apparently.
Yes, that is true.
And this is disappointing because, well, one, I have to start liking broccoli more because it's a flower and not a vegetable. But it's also weird because now I'm eating a flower. And I didn't think that was something people did necessarily.
There you go. That is the beauty of flowers. They also bring out spring. They tell us about its coming. So we have one presentation for you about these flowers. It's known as the Coastal Wildlife Flower Show. And it's been going on for a while here. It happened in Half Moon Bay. Please take a look at it. It has a lot to tell.
This event today, well, it's just kind of a celebration like a lot of spring celebrations. It's Wildflower Day, so it's celebrating really the kind of renewal of life, and at the end of a long winter, we have all these beautiful flowers coming up, and springtime's here. It's time to come out.
We collect seeds from the plants that are actually growing here. We plant the seeds in flats. We transplant the ones into nursery pots. And then when they get big enough in the winter, when we have the rain, we plant them out in the field.
So these plants right here that look greener and more bigger were propagated hydroponically. And these plants over here were not. And they were all planted on the same day. And so the students are like mid-experiment in their observations with this. And so these are all the extra plants, and we're giving them away today.
Our goal is to try to get our Half Moon Bay State Beach all native. So there's a lot of non-natives that are here, and we're trying to get rid of them. And by increasing native plants, you increase biodiversity.
We do have almost 70,000 members. And a lot of the time we, go ahead, do outreach to them in order to try and mobilize and organize them. And they're from the top of California all the way down. And so we've been operating for 50 years. And so we've been, building this up and building it up. And yeah, there's a lot of work to do.
I go and enjoy the environmental areas often, either surfing or biking or just enjoying a picnic at the beach. And I was passing by and saw the volunteers transplanting native plants, and I thought, I like to garden, and this is a good project because when you take away the diversity in the area, it's kind of preventing the birds and the animals. You're taking away their food sources, their areas for hiding, and you're preventing the native plants from growing. So I thought, I want to get involved. Yeah.
This is the one that's been removed. And over here you can see this is all native plants and the birds that have come back and they've nested. This is actually one of the nests out there and the type of plant that it was nesting in. As you can see, that's open and allows the nest to be built. A nest can't be built in this type of material. The other plant there, those are seed pods, and that's a bush lupin. So the seed pods provide the food for the birds.
Is that really called
So
Disneyland?
they're growing in close proximity, so you have the food source and you have the habitat so that they can reproduce.
You've never heard it called that?
All right. So we saw what's about flowers. And did you know 60% of fresh cut flowers literally in the United States come from California?
I had no idea. I did
Yep.
not know that.
Imagine what the flowers feel, just like, you know, Valentine's Day, hospitals, dinner, gifts. It's like we cut them all, you know?
That's a good point. Like, how do flowers feel on the holidays that we use them, for like a marriage? Like, you give someone flowers. Like, how does that flower feel being passed off to someone else? How does it,
I wonder. We need to talk to a flower, I
We
guess.
really do. We need
But,
to.
I mean, one thing I appreciate about this Coastal Wildflower event is that even though we cut them like that, these people come to preserve them, to keep them alive, kill the invasive ones, and then make flowers' life better, I guess.
That was what's interesting. There's good flowers and there was bad flowers. It's, it was interesting. I always just assumed all flowers were good. All dogs go to heaven. All flowers are good.
Yep.
That's what I assumed. I didn't know there was, invasive ones.
I mean, I think they're getting back to each other, not personally to us, but at the same time, they still need to be preserved and kept.
Naturally.
So going to our next presentation right now, it is known as Women in the Streets. It has a really surprising title for it because a woman who worked with us, Edgar Me, she went out on the streets and talked to people, asked them what they feel about Half Moon Bay. So there are so many comments, perspectives, attitudes about the city, the town. So we're just going to present that out here. I hope you guys are ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's see what the woman on the street has to say.
Describe Half Moon Bay in 3 words.
Charming, coastal, and fun.
It goes in, you have Half Moon Bay, then you have El Granada, which is next, where we have Miramar.
Yes.
And then you have El Granada.
Yes.
Then you have the pier and the start of Moss Beach. And then you have Moss Beach and Montero.
Yes.
And then you go over the Tom Lantos Tunnel and Devil's Lake.
Let me stop you for 1 second. So for anybody who doesn't know, all the cities that she mentioned are all along the coastline of Highway 1. So although it's not exactly in Half Moon Bay, it's the locals go in and out of all these. Yes. Considered Half Moon Bay, and only locals know that, so we're putting you in on some secret lingo going on.
Town for about 4 or 5 years now.
4 or 5 years now. Why do you love it?
Oh, it's really beautiful. As anybody who would come to Half Moon Bay would know, it's gorgeous, it's quaint, it's quiet. It's like being a million miles away from civilization, but San Francisco is just, right up the road, so it's great.
I think it's a beautiful place to go. It's a really nice way to connect with nature. I've been coming here for the last 20 years. I try to come here at least once a year, and if not more when I'm out here. And it's just gorgeous all time of the year, and it has a beautiful downtown city. So between nature and just being in this lovely little downtown area, it's been a wonderful place to visit.
First time we went here years ago, we went to Pasta Moon down the street, and great place. But today we're actually going to be heading out to the Ritz-Carlton, so we're going to have dinner over there. So yeah.
Everybody, please describe Half Moon Bay in 3 words, starting with you.
Wonderful, quaint, and tasty.
Ocean, wind, sandy. Camping, fun times, amazing.
Beautiful, exciting, just beautiful oceans. It's great.
is really something for anybody. You've got picnic areas, you've got horseback riding, you've got the ocean, the beach, there's hiking. Anything you want to do, come out to Half Moon Bay and you can do it.
So there you have it, the woman on the street. She went there, asked random questions, and a lot of people did represent Half Moon Bay in 3 words.
Yeah.
What would you think in 3 words, though?
3 words of Half Moon Bay? Well, I don't live in Half Moon Bay, but if I had to describe it in 3 words, cold, which I think we can all agree with. It gets a little bit chilly out in Half Moon Bay.
All right.
Naturally, by the coast, that's what's going to happen. The downtown, I would describe that as kind of like mystery. It's kind of like, I feel like that setting could take place in kind of like a horror movie. Just it kind of has like that interesting kind of old-timey vibe, and I love that. And then last, I would say memories, because that's the place. That's where you go to the beach. That's you know, that is the beach place. So anytime I went to the beach when I was little, that's where it was.
Wow.
You know?
I guess you did put it in the base 3 words, so I cannot come up with any.
No, that's fair enough.
Which means we'll be jumping to our next presentation. So before we do, we're just going to start talking about cars.
Yes.
Did you know cars spend 95% of their lifetime parked?
I did
We
not.
park them at the market, at the grocery store, wherever we go, they park at the traffic, so they spend 95% of their life parked.
95% of their life parked.
Yes. And
Good God.
one more. About 38 hours of a human life per year is spent on traffic. American commuters do actually.
See, that I do believe, because traffic is terrible. I think we can all agree with that. Traffic is the worst. I strongly dislike it.
And imagine if it is 50 years, it's like close to 1,800 hours of one's life just sitting in a traffic, which is really interesting. But speaking of cars, here in Half Moon Bay, we had the Terra car show. Just by the presence of these cars, they have made $11,000, and they gave it to people who needed help. So before we talk too much, you guys see the video.
There you go.
Was there a strong need for this car show to happen at this community?
Yes, there is. This is our main fundraiser for our industrial arts program, which includes woodshop, art, ceramics, and we need this money to keep our programs very enriched, because we do have limited funds here in this district, and we do this. The community is great. There's a tight car culture in the city of Pacifica and over the hill in San Bruno. We always get a lot of collaboration, a lot of donations, and we always get a big turnout, even on a day like this where it's starting to rain on us right now.
I can't go anywhere without somebody asking me, "Are you going to have the auto shop, the auto show here?" It's become almost as big as the parade thing. What's the Fog Fest?
The Fog?
So I mean, usually it's a lot bigger than what this, but I mean, I'm very happy with the turnout that we have, because it's raining here. And I got people out here, buying tickets, doing all this stuff here. I mean, how can this is awesome.
So, Mr. B mentioned that this was a collaboration between two rival schools, so please talk about that.
So me, currently, I'm going to Oceana. Right now we're at Terra. My girlfriend is in the Terra auto class, and she mentioned to me that they're trying to do a engine rebuild / engine project, and she let me know. And at this point, I was in dire need of changing the engine because it blew. So yeah, I gave Mr. B a call, and we hooked up probably like a month later and started the project.
The car is here submitted today because we put a lot of time and effort into working this car, trying to rebuild it, trying to function properly, and it would just be really nice to show how much we actually do here as a program. And yeah.
So this is a 90 engine. This is the 1.6 short block. It puts out just about 115 horsepower. Nothing crazy, but the car only weighs 2,000 pounds, so it's really good in the corners.
Yeah.
This car comes fitted with a GDW Motorworks intake. That's pretty much it for the engine, nothing too crazy.
This industry is recession-proof. Your car does not care what the economy is doing. It's going to break down, and there is such a need for technicians right now in this industry. I think we're going to need at least another 40,000 in this state just in the foreseeable future, just in a couple of years. So it's a great program to go into. Also, you know, it saves yourself a lot of money.
So, how was the Terra Nova?
Terra Nova was good. It was, again, another car show, and I love cars, everything about cars. Car movies, I'm a movie guy, so I love car movies. Fast and the Furious 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They also have Hobbs and Shaw coming out, which is a spin-off of the Fast and Furious franchise. You know, they all got great movies. Duel, Herbie, Fully Loaded. Herbie, Fully Loaded, its sequel, all the great car movies. I love them. Everything about cars is just, it's fascinating to me.
I am impressed you know all these movies about cars. But I'm going to tell you one more fact.
Oh, please.
In America, 12 million cars are recycled every year. That saves about 85 billion gallons of oil, which is a wonderful thing, helping the environment
Of
as
course,
well.
because you got to save oil, particularly in the climate that we are in, you know.
Yep.
Being on the coast side, that's, you know, a big issue right now. We got to save everything we can. So I like the fact that we're recycling more.
We should
beneficial.
doing that. Yeah.
And you know, back to your comment about me knowing everything about movies, I have a lot of free time on my hands. So free time means movie time. So I lock up that knowledge right there, and that's, you know, someday if I'm on a game show, maybe it'll be useful.
Definitely.
But until then, it won't be.
Since you've been here last time on your free time, we've been together on the dog surfing competition. So that's what our next presentation is going to be about. So I'm going to let you talk about it.
Oh, perfect. We got to spend a lot of time at the dog surfing competition here in Lindemar. So without further ado, I won't spoil it. I'll let you guys see it.
Good morning, everyone. This is PCT coming live to you from the annual World Dog Surfing Championship in Pacifica at Lindemar. I'm sure you guys are ready to see some talented dogs enjoying the water behind me. So stay with us. What interests you the most about the dog surfing?
How they actually get along with it and how they get back to shore.
What else interests you?
It's that the dog, how they actually are able to get on the surfboards, stay on the surfboards.
Yeah, that impressed me how they learned that so fast. And I don't know if they're scared of the water. What do you think? Are they scared of the water?
I think they are not scared of the water, because if they were scared of the water, I don't think they'd be on a surfboard doing this right now.
First of all, congratulations on the winning.
Thank you.
How long have you been training your dog, T? Is that?
His name is Tristan, and I call him TT. And we have been doing this is his 4th season. So 4 years now we've been doing this together.
You know, success feels good, right?
It does. It absolutely does. It was a very fun day, and he surfed really well.
So you guys are just going to keep training and then coming back next year?
We'll be back next year. We love it. This is the best event of the season, in my opinion. I love it up here. So.
How
How does it feel to win today?
We did all right. We got second in human tandem, but we were just out there to have fun and put smiles on people's faces.
I'm sure you guys had fun. He had fun.
Always does.
We talked about how he started surfing. So I just want to ask you if there's any history, anything fun you guys had experienced while training or trying to surf or anything.
We did have, when we were first learning how to surf, we were trying to learn how to tandem, and at one time we were paddling out together, and I mistimed it, and a wave came straight up, and he fell back on my face, and I had a black eye for 6 weeks. So we kind of learned from that one, so I had to explain to everybody that I got a black eye from my dog from surfing. But since then, we've gotten a lot better, and it's a lot more easier to do.
Right. I am so proud of those dogs that has a lot of talent and are working it in the water like that. It's an amazing connection for a dog to have between itself and water and the surfing board. That was really impressive moment for us. So I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. We're going to go to our next presentation. I'm going to ask you a question. Have you thought about making? What do you think of the art of making?
Well, I love the art of making. In fact, I'm currently making right now.
What are you making?
Art. It's a personal painting based off of my experiences being a personal painter.
I see.
I call this one the very friendly sun.
What an artist are you?
Yes, this was quite good. This painting of mine.
All right, nobody can top that, I assure you.
I assure you no one can top it. Who would want to top art such as this? I don't see how it's possible. It's a talking sun.
I tell you, being able to have an idea, having it in your mind, and then bring life to it is a very impressive act. And our next topic is also going to be about that. People that can make, that can create, that can give life to any idea that goes through their thoughts. And it really inspired me to see that a fourth grader come up there making the biggest creativity ever. And I've lived here for longer than that kid, and I have not created such stuff. So that's one of the most beautiful things we have seen at the Makers Fair.
Oh yeah, of course.
And we would like our viewers to enjoy what we have seen there, what we experienced it. So here goes the video.
Hey everyone, we're here at the Maker Fair where things are invented, the future is inspired, and so many new things for us to see. So many new things, so many new interviews. Please stay with us and you'll have a good time.
Hello, my name is Tosin Unafawakan. I'm part of the Astromech Club, so that builds R2-D2s, BB-8s, and other Star Wars robots. For me personally, I was actually kind of looking for a hobby in which I could learn new skills. Never done any woodworking or painting or building anything, and I thought, hey, it'd be really cool to build a robot. I'm a big fan of R2-D2 and all the exploits he has in the various movies, and so this was a good, I ended up searching online, found the Astromech Club, and figured that, hey, this is a good place to start, and so far I've been learning a ton of things.
Hi, I'm Dale Doherty, and I'm the founder and leader of Maker Fair. The basic idea was to encourage people to share their projects, their creative, technical projects, just like they might at a county fair or a science fair, but have a lot of variety of different kinds of making. But it was really about the people, that these were creative people that I wanted other people to get to meet, because I thought it would inspire them to contribute, to learn how to become a maker.
black droid here for R2. And this one is made out of a lot more various like plastics. It's a bit shinier coat. One thing I would like to say is like a large encouragement to get out there, to go to the various community fairs and start building, start learning, because it's a lot of fun, and it's also fun to give back and see the enjoyment in people's eyes as they come and see not just R2, but other robots, other creations that you have in your life. So go out there and get at it.
I just love the makers. These are creative people. I just think you don't see them outside of this event, and what they do is delightful and amusing and important and has all those different things. And I love seeing the kids here because I think they connect to it. They get to experience this in ways that many of them are bored in school, and they come here and say, like, I'd like to do this stuff. My real goal is to, I think, introduce this to lots of people through their families, through their communities, and help people discover their own talents and abilities.
Making, and here's our maker. That's the most beautiful art.
Some more art for you guys.
Yes. It's really good to see it as well.
Thank you.
So I hope you enjoyed the Makers Fair video. We have a sad news for you because Makers Fair had its last show in California. This was the last one that you just saw, which is sad, but I hope you guys get inspired from it and then start making your own creativity. That's the whole point.
Exactly. It's all about creating anything you can, anything you want. I think that was the message. That's what I took away from it. So.
And you're a creator as it is.
I am a creator. Yes. You saw my art here. It was good.
Yes, we are really glad to have you here, see with us the women on the street, learn about Half Moon Bay a little bit, in the Terra Nova car show, how cars actually made money for the funds, and the dog surfing, which was pretty impressive. And what was the Makers Fair?
Makers Fair.
Yes, and the last one was the Coast Life Wild Flower Show.
Yes.
So I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope you enjoyed everything we presented to you today. So we'd like to thank you for being here, giving us this time to see the Coast Life.